The Turkish police detained nearly about 500 people after anti-Syrian riots rocked several cities. The spreading unrest was sparked late on the 30th of June in the central city of Kayseri after social media reports emerged of a Syrian man sexually abusing a child. Properties and vehicles owned by the Syrians were vandalized and set ablaze in Kayseri. And soon afterwards, the violence even spread to several other provinces, including to Istanbul. The alleged incident is under investigation. Subsequently, hundreds of angry Syrians took to the streets in several towns in the rebel-held northwestern part of Syria, hurling stones on Turkish convoys and tearing down the Turkish flags. The Syrian border city of Afrin was the scene of the most violent clashes, with at least about 4 people being killed in an exchange of gunfire between armed protesters and the Turkish troops. So what actually is happening in this region between Turkey and Syria? Our next report gets more details.
Turkey was rocked on Sunday night after online reports emerged of an alleged sexual abuse of a 7-year-old girl in the central Anatolian city of Kayseri by a Syrian man identified only by his initials as IE. Infuriated Turkish residents flipped over cars and set Syrian-run shops ablaze, demanding that Syrians be kicked out of the country. The violence soon spread to other provinces of Hatay, Gaziantep, Konya, Bursa, and in Istanbul district. On Monday, Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, while condemning the anti-Syrian violence as unacceptable, blamed the political opposition, accusing it, without providing evidence, of stoking racism and tensions.
No one can reach anywhere by fueling xenophobia and hate towards refugees. One of the reasons for the saddening events caused by a small group in Kayseri is the opposition's poisonous discourse. No matter who it is, burning people's homes and their relatives, engaging in vandalism, setting fire to the streets is unacceptable.
The next day, Turkish Interior Minister announced arrest of 474 people involved in attacks targeting the Syrian community. Late on Monday, Turkey had also closed until further notice Bab al-Hawa along with Bab al-Salam and other small border crossings. The anti-Syrian violence in Turkey triggered backlash across the border in several towns in rebel-held northwest Syria, where Turkey maintains thousands of troops and has effectively carved out a sphere of influence, thereby preventing Syrian President Bashar al-Assad from regaining control. In retaliatory riots, hundreds of Syrian demonstrators, some of them armed, took to the streets in solidarity with Syrians in Turkey.
This is a message to the Turks. As you treat our Syrian brothers there in Turkey and attack their women, we will make it equally difficult for you. As you condemn us, we condemn you. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. We do not want our country to be ruled by Turks, nor by traitors and agents. In this country, people are free, and we will continue to demand freedom as long as we are alive. Our demands from Turkey are to respect Syrians and stop exploiting them. They use Syrians to collect donations from Europe, and when the European support stopped, they started deporting Syrians from Turkey. Now, Turkey is coordinating with the Assad regime and opening the Abu al-Zendin crossing. We do not want this crossing to be opened.
More than 3.5 million Syrians live in Turkey, the highest number in the region. Initially, they were welcomed as refugees when the civil war erupted in Syria in 2011. Most of them are living under temporary protection status, and many subsequently became Turkish citizens. But anti-refugee sentiment has been rising in Turkey, particularly against Syrians recently, because of the deep economic crisis that has seen soaring inflation. The dire state of the economy, rising nationalistic sentiment, and waning popularity of Erdogan and his party have all contributed to bouts of xenophobic violence targeting Syrians recently. It will be interesting to see how President Erdogan deals with this political minefield.